Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the next edition of the Fifth Quarter Show. We've got a big show tonight. We've got a lot of things that we want to discuss. Since we were out last week, we are here this week. We've got some special students that we want to recognize in the team, as well as talking a little bit of volleyball and a little bit of football. But without further ado, we're going to turn it over to Josh Godfrey right now, who is outside with a very special group of people.
All right, so we want to do the introduction of Coach Jones and Coach Tatum. If you will, do us the pleasure of introducing all of your players real quick, please.
Okay, we got Stormy, Bree, Julie, Presley, Shine, Brady, Ty, Yeager, and Caden. Got Anna and her sister Laura, Trevor, Alex, smile Carlo.
You got to step sideways. We can't see you. There you go.
Flown right back here in the cab.
Welcome to Gatesville. Just a minute. All right, so tennis blanked Glenrose 19-0 to wrap up the District 7 4A championship and finish with an unblemished record in league play. The title is the first of its kind for GHS since UIL began tennis in 2014. Coach Wendell Jones' squad, now 9-3 overall and winners of its last 7 outings, have a non-district match with China Springs October 15th and Brock on October 20th prior to the start of the Class 4A postseason play October 26th and 27th. The JV beat Glenrose 8-1. Hey, why don't y'all hold up that trophy? Hold it up high. Let's go. Hold it up high. Yeah. District champs. District champs. All right, Lee, that's it for us. We're going to cut back to you.
We have joining us from the varsity volleyball team tonight, we have Sydney Gilbreth. Wave, say hi. And we also have joining us is Kaylee Haywood. All right, these two young ladies are members of our varsity volleyball team, and they are joining us tonight because, according to their coach, they have worked extra hard on and off the court. Playing well on the net with good defensive blocks and offensive shots. And because of that, this week, you two young ladies are being recognized as the Hornet Radio Players of the Week.
It's the I and E, the intensity and the effort.
The intensity.
I and E.
I and E, right? Y'all recognize that statement, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, there you go. And we've told several others there's only one place that you can get those, and that's right here on this show. So we appreciate you guys joining us, and we hope to see you back here again soon. Y'all are halfway through district right now, right? And 2-2 on the season, which y'all are in playoff contention right now. So we want to see it 18 in a row, right? All right, thank you, young ladies, for joining us. All right, with that being said, we are fixing to welcome a new coach on the show tonight, and we've got Coach Jacob Hunter, Coach Jacob Hunter will be joining us in just a second. There we go.
There it is.
Right there. There you go, Godfrey. There you go. Zoom in a little bit now, and we're fixing to bring Coach Hunter on there. Yeah, we want to zoom in just a little more there.
You good?
See
Okay.
the bright pearly whites there.
Okay.
We don't need Lee in the shot. We just need Coach.
Just Coach Hunter, okay.
Coach and the players. There we go.
All right.
And a little more to your right there. A little more. Don't be shy. There we go. All right. That's Josh Godfrey working behind the scenes, folks.
Hey, I don't normally do this, people.
Anyway, here we go. Coach Jacob Hunter, offensive line coach and offensive coordinator. Am I missing anything on that?
That's it.
That's it.
That's
Offensive
it.
line coach. All right, Coach. Real quick, we're going to recognize the players of the week for football, and then after that, we're going to get into a little question and answer time.
Love it. Love it.
All right.
All right. first off, we want to introduce Ryan Smiley. He is a junior, plays on the defensive line. He had 6 tackles Friday night in the game. And here's the deal, and I told Lee this, and I've talked to several people. I was having a hard time picking player of the game.
Yeah.
Right? Not our best performance as a team, so trying to find bright spots. Well, you weren't there. Me and Ricky talked about it some during the broadcast about Ryan clogging up the holes, the whole defensive front. And so I asked several people that watched the game, and said, who stood out to you as somebody that played above and beyond? That you thought, man, that guy's playing a really good game. It's tough, you're getting beat real bad, but you're still playing. And Ryan, they didn't know your name. A lot of folks didn't know your name. They do now, right? They do now. But they said, that 77 on the defensive line, that guy, he was getting double and triple team and still making plays in the backfield. So great job, congratulations.
Thank you.
Keep up the hard work. Right? And I know, so you look at, here's another point. And Coach, you back me up on this. There's kids like Mooney that had 18 tackles. Do you know why Mooney had 18 tackles?
I know why.
Yeah, it's because there was 3 people
There's no doubt.
on Smiley right there. 3 or 4 at some time, right? And so you're doing your job. The stats don't ever show. You won't ever get the stats that, you won't come away with 15 tackles in a game. Right? But everybody else does because you did your job. So great
That's
job.
right. Thank you. Good job, Rob.
Great job.
And I have to say this, your name is just not your name, it's your way of life. And I have never seen him without a smile on his face. I just got to tell you.
He also holds the squat record
There's no doubt about
at
that.
Gainesville High School, by the way. So
Whose record did he beat?
Well, he beat mine. I originally owned that record, then it was beat by one other guy, then he comes and crushes us both.
I just
So it's not even close. He crushed it pretty bad.
Well, congratulations,
Good
and
job.
thank you for being on the Fifth Quarter Show, and thank you for being the Player of the Week.
All right,
All right,
thanks,
next-
Rob.
Yep. Next up, we have Luis Macias. He kicked a 26-yard field goal in the first quarter to give Gainesville their only points of the game. On the season, Luis is 2 for 2 on field goals and 3 for 4 on extra points. So, me and Ricky talked about it during the game that we thought, should we go for it? Should we kick it? It was early in the game and we're down a little bit. And I thought, I said, let Macias kick it. He's been kicking great all year. And you didn't prove me wrong. You kicked it right through. Had a great, got our points on the game. So those are important. We need those. So great job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
That boy Macias.
We appreciate you guys for joining us, and we hope to see you back on a future show, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Coach Hunter,
All right, here we go.
how we doing?
Living the dream.
Living the dream.
Living the dream.
Did you draw the short stick, or was you looking forward to being on
No,
the
I'm
show
looking
tonight?
forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. The older brother kind of does it. He was on the show previously before Coach Howard, so it's kind of like, hey, I gotta get on the show.
Did you watch on the
I did, of course. Of course, I did. Of course, you gotta pause and draw stuff on his face.
Did you take some pictures?
Of
Did you
course.
take some
Have
pictures?
embarrassing moments.
I love
You
it.
gotta rag on him a little bit, keep honest. So
Now, a lot of folks out there know that you're a hometown boy, but since graduating from Gatesville High School, kind of give us your little biography there. What have you done?
Sure. Graduated in class of 2010 from Gatesville High School. After high school, went on to play at University of Maryland Baylor. National ranked team, made it to the semifinals my junior year. Graduated in 2013. Ended up coaching at Gatesville Junior High, kind of in between that life, college, and adulthood of knowing I really don't know where I need to go right now. And so I picked up a job with ex-head coach, Coach Cooper, on his staff as a middle school coach. Fell in love with coaching. And then after I spent 2 years here at hometown Gatesville, went to Belton High School for the past 5 years as the head offensive line coach, assistant head coach, and strength conditioning coordinator for the Tigers. Now I'm back.
Now you're back. Now, I don't know how many folks from Gatesville get to say this, but I personally went to watch you play football at the University of Maryland, right here, UMHB. I believe that the game I went to was your, I want to say your sophomore season, and it was the last game of regular season right before y'all went into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And got to watch the Big Hunter play.
There you go. On those teams, it wasn't big hunter. It was probably average hunter. Those teams always be pretty stinking good. So
Yep.
they're good teams, good football team.
So time to discuss the Dirty Deed Friday night. So tell us your input from our team and our opponent Slato and how the game progressed and the outcome.
Obviously the outlook, the aftermath is pretty ugly. I mean, 63-3 didn't go our way, And the big thing is, it felt like just like quicksand all night. And so, you get those kids, they struggle, no matter how we struggle, we feel like we're making mistakes. And Salato's a good football team. There's no doubt about that. They're a great head coach. They're going to play some games in the playoffs.
Sure.
There's no doubt. They're going to play for a long time. And so, our kids just, they made mistakes, and then all of a sudden Salato capitalized on those mistakes. So when you play great football teams and you make mistakes against great football teams, they're going to capitalize on it. And that's what Salato did. And so it's like I referenced back to that quicksand, the more and more we feel like we struggled, feel like the deeper we sunk in that hole. And it was just too much where we couldn't get out of it. Just dug ourselves too much of a hole.
Yeah, it was tough watching because you knew that we hadn't seen that offense, and so you felt kind of shell-shocked at first. They get the first 2 times they touch the ball, they score, and you think, well, we're going to get it. Then we kind of slow them down a little bit, then we shoot ourselves in the foot.
Sure.
And so you think some of the mistakes, did we learn from some of those mistakes?
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, anytime you have a game like that, as a coach, you just want to kind of wad it up and throw it away, but you really can't do that. Every game, you got to be, critical. Even in coaching, you got to be critical of how you're coaching your position, critical of how you called your plays, and we examine each game and say, we run into a team like this. That's still a down block. It's not, the typical spread offense, but that O-line is still working a down block on that nose guard. So what do you got to do? You got to cross face. It's stuff like that and maintain your gap integrity. And so we take a hard look at that film, and we still got to grow from it. No doubt about it.
Well, you call it quicksand, but I call it quick plan, because those guys, when they broke huddle, they were ready to run the play as soon as they broke huddle. And, I had the pleasure of watching from home.
Sure.
On a 75-inch TV. It was,
who sees that? So we see it with Liberty Hill. We played Liberty Hill. We saw it.
Right.
Pleasant Grove. You see them in the
Pleasant
playoffs
Grove.
every year with
Yeah.
that same offense.
Yeah.
Ricky made a good point that our JV can't, in practice, can't imitate that offense.
They can't.
That's a totally different animal.
They can't. You're exactly right. And so, Coach Hunter, we try to give the best scout look possible, and those guys worked their tail off last week. They really did. We rewarded them suckers because they tried at it, but they can't give that live varsity look because that's not what we do. And so game planning for something like that, you grow up as 7th and 8th grade freshmen, all these guys grow up, and we call it deuces. And everybody runs 2x2 spread formation.
Right.
But there's only a select few, like you said, Salato, Pleasant Grove, those type of teams, Liberty Hill.
Yeah.
That's the first time they've seen it, and it might be the only time they see it for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
It's just for those 4 days, we have to prepare. For 4 days, we get to prepare for that offense. That's the
once
first
a
time
year.
they're seeing it
Yeah.
is a live full tilt boogie on Friday.
That's tough.
And so it is different.
And it was. We watched Liberty Hill run that and methodically, right? And you can't find the football. And I had trouble all night
Yeah,
finding the
sure.
ball. And me and Ricky were talking about, like, who's got it? Who's got it? And I've got a bird's eye view. I can't imagine being a linebacker or a defensive lineman.
Yeah, you're right there, ground
trying
level,
to
trying to
find
look at it.
when everybody's like that. So.
And the bottom line to finish off with that is they just ran it well.
They're a good team.
They're a good team.
They'll be playing in December.
They're going to make a good run, I bet.
Well, Coach, what things do you unwind for your team to reestablish them for the training and preparing for our game coming Friday night against China, who is number 6 after just playing the number 5 team?
No doubt. No doubt.
Is this progression or what?
No, it's kind of
The gauntlet.
Another beast knocking at the
Run
door.
the gauntlet.
Another beast knocking at the door, which is awesome because it's just a great opportunity. That's how I look
It's
at
Josh's favorite place to go.
it. Yeah. China Spring. Yeah, put the S on it. Got to
I always put the S on there.
Yes.
Everybody's from China Spring. They don't like that.
That is incorrect.
to me all the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Texas Spring.
Yeah, you got to
Spring.
put that S. Make it plural. Yeah.
Well, hopefully
Listen,
it's sprung, but
Yeah.
anyway.
I'm not a fan of China Spring.
Oh,
I got you.
nobody from Gainesville is.
Yeah,
That's just how
okay.
it is. Yeah.
That's a
It's a good rivalry. It's a good rivalry.
It is
Healthy rivalry.
That's right. The first thing you got to do, you say, how do we respond from this with China coming in there, number 6 at the door, state ranked. First thing you got to do is you got to throw away the elephant in the room that you just got beat by 60 points.
Mhm.
So our kids' confidence is shot.
Oh,
And so when you come back that Saturday morning, you get up there early for weights, film, and then Monday practice. The energy has to pick up, and so our coaches did a really good job today of bringing that energy up and saying, man, football is it's like a game of life.
Mhm.
Bad things are going to happen. I said, you can't just sit there and cry over spilt milk. We got to get ready to go to work the next day because the next opponent, they don't care that you got beat by 60 points because they're going to play their stinging tail off too. And so that's kind of what we're preaching. So it's just we got that away, got the energy back up in practice Monday, Tuesday, and I felt like we had a great weeks of work and preparation for China Springs, and we're going to worry about us. And that's something that Coach Howard, the other Coach Hunter, and myself, we appreciate those kids is it's not about who we're playing. Don't look at that. Don't look at the state ranks of who we're playing. Worry about what we're doing. What can we do to be the best team possible? Because that's when we're playing our best, and we can do our very best to handle ourselves first.
You set goals within the goal. So the goal in football is to win.
No doubt, hands down.
Do you set a goal that, tell you guys, listen, we want to hold them to less than 200 yards. We need to, we gave up 400 yards rushing or whatever. Do we want to set a goal that, listen, our goal is to stop them from getting 250 yards rushing or 200 yards rushing? Do you set anything like that? I know you never want to say we're not going to go win. Right? Sure. You want to shoot for the win. But is there another goal in there that you improve and you use that to grow on?
Absolutely. So at the beginning of the season, the coaches sit down, offense staff, defense staff, and we come up with certain goals that help us win the game. Say, if we meet these goals, we'll feel like we're in a great position. We should win the game. And so those goals, like I can't speak for defensively, but goal number one is obviously is win the game. And offensively, we feel like get a dub or we can get 28 points. If we can score 28 points on our opponent offensively, we'd be in good shape. Just holding the ball, time of possession, ball control, stuff like that with the 28 points. Also goes into rushing yards, 5 or more big plays. So we do have goals within just winning the game. We have goals that help us win the game if we can get them, and our kids know that.
Okay.
And so we do. It's a goal within a goal. The ultimate goal is to win, but we have several goals that help us to win that we need to meet.
Okay. Yep. Makes sense.
But, aside from the goals, one of the things you mentioned just a minute ago that I wanted to key in on, you come in after a game like Friday night.
Sure.
So the intensity level, based off of what I'm hearing from you, has to start with the coaches.
No question. I mean, it goes down to the very basics of your position coach. Your kids are going to take the demeanor of their position coach. Your kids are going to take the demeanor of the head football coach. It's any sport, and I would argue with you if you disagreed with it that in any sport the players are going to take the makeup of their coach. That's plain and simple because you're around them more than I'm around my own family, my own daughter and wife. I'm around those Gainesville offensive linemen a lot more than I'm my own family, and so y'all rub off on each other.
Yeah.
You're in a close environment. You're with each other all the time. So there's definitely a direct correlation.
Yeah, attitude's contagious.
No doubt.
Right? I mean, it really is.
No doubt. So it starts with the coaches. It starts with the coaches getting excited, and it just trickles down effect to our leaders, and then to the leaders, it goes to the rest of the team.
Love it.
So their quarterback, Bowden, he's small but explosive. We got to watch him last year. Same for their running back. I think he was All-State last year, wasn't he? I mean, he's a hoss, right? What challenges do you foresee with them, and how do we handle them?
Eliminate their big plays, I think, defensively. And I can't speak for Coach Hunter, the defense coordinator.
Well.
I try not to.
Well.
I try not to. I know he tries to speak for me sometimes, but I try not to speak for him. But, that they are explosive. And so they got to eliminate the big plays because the Major Bowden kid, quarterback, he's very, very good quarterback. He's very talented. He's very fast. They have a great scheme, and they have great coaches. Offensively, we got to control the tempo of the game. I think what complements a great defense is a great offense that controls the clock and controls the line of scrimmage. And so offensively, where I have my big hand dealt into it, is we have to do a better job of holding, time on the clock, where be good with our tempo, either speed it up or slow it down, depending on what we need to do to complement our defense to help us win the game. Right. We can't just go out there and go 3 and out and not get a first down, and now we're giving the ball back to China Springs, and we only took 40 seconds off the clock. That's bad. We can't do that. Yeah. We can't sustain that. So we have to say, okay, instead of taking the home run shot, let's get 10 yards, let's get a first down, let's move the sticks. 10 yards, 10 yards. And that's how we're going to try to win this game is by getting 10 yards. And defensively, we talk about Major, but defensively, man, those guys are good. They're good up front. They have a good D-line.
They brought back 7 starters from last year.
I'm telling you, they're good. And
they are. They're tough.
And they have a great scheme. They run a 4-3 defense, and they're great schemed. And China Springs always has great coaches. Not say, China Springs.
I love it. I love it. You say China Springs all day.
China Springs.
There's more all day.
There's more people.
Is there more than one of
them?
Yeah, that's what people say. It's poor,
That water run.
But they have a great scheme, and their coach staff is an excellent coaching staff. So they're going to have something dialed in special for us. I mean, they watch just as much as film as we do. I promise you that. And so we'll see.
Let me go ahead and another one here.
Yeah,
you got the final one. I thought that might be a typo.
No, it wasn't a typo. That's nuts.
Okay, so their defense flies around, is very aggressive. What are you going to? It's kind of works the same way. What are you going to do to combat that? The defense flies around a lot.
I think the biggest thing, if you look at Salado, if you evaluate the film, and you evaluate it hard, we have a good scheme and a good play called and we have 10 guys doing what they're supposed to do. But then it seems like we have one guy that just has a brain fart, or one guy that just gets beat, and then the whole play looks bad. And so we have to do a better job of executing our offense at the tempo that we need to win this game, to complement our defense. And it all starts with us. It all starts with us. If we can do what we are trained to do week in, week out, we're going to be okay Friday. But if we don't, if we fail to execute and handle the small things, the attention and the details, then it might be a long night Friday night, because they're a good football team.
We had a lot of drop passes last Friday.
We did. I know we had a lot of missed blocks up front too. You know, I mean, it goes hand in hand. So I mean, what people don't realize is that drop pass is because, you know, quarterback maybe has to speed it up because that right guard didn't set on his guy right. He overset the 3 technique, and there goes the 3 technique, getting our quarterback's face. Quarterback gets rid of it. The timing is off, and it all starts up front. And so I know I coach that position. I take ownership of it, so that we're gonna get that fixed.
Yeah.
So
Are we healthy?
We are healthy, and that's a big thing too. Coming off into district play so many times in the season, how you're not healthy, and so we got a few bumps and bruises, but for the most part, we are healthy.
There was a few key guys getting worked on Friday night. Or you know, Coach Stoker took a look at that, had
Yeah.
me nervous out there. But
Well,
I
I
talked
saw
to both
that.
of them this
Brizendine was
week,
one
and
of them,
yeah,
right?
I talked to both of them this week, and they seem to be fine. So.
Oh yeah. So no major injuries, which is a blessing because we're getting right to the point where we need to start winning games.
Sure.
These district ball games count, so we need to start getting these W's, and we need to start stacking them together.
You know, I ain't gonna lie. You know, when you was talking about some of these key players getting worked on the sideline, whenever I saw them come to the sideline, because it was a good view. And then I hear him go, "Well, we hate to see that," and I'm like, "Yeah, we do." But anyway, all right. So all things full steam ahead. Friday night, we're going to be in China Springs.
That's right.
Yes, in the Springs.
We're going to their house, and we're going to try to see if we can take care of business. And you and the rest of the coaching staff, you know, I've been watching you guys. Y'all are pumped. You guys are infectious. I mean, y'all are pumped up.
I do feel the energy more
Yeah.
this year than I have seen in the past. In my opinion, I'm not
Yeah,
dogging
no,
any other coaches. I do not mean it that way. I love the energy of our coaching staff. It's how I
Energy
mean
and
that.
good attitudes are
That's it.
infectious, man. I
That's
love
it.
it.
I'm gonna
So
pray for that.
anyway, Coach Hunter, we thank you for being on the show today. And you know, we're at that time of the show where we've got to ask the question. And every coach gets a question, and sometimes they're not easy. Sometimes they're kind of maybe embarrassing. You might politically tiptoe, tap dance around it or whatever. But the question of the night is, and I can't help myself, I got to do this.
I know. I love it.
And
I've been waiting for this. This is my favorite part of the show. I was waiting to get through with all the Southerners.
It's
We had this
a
question.
repeat question. You know,
Let's
we've
see.
got
I'm just
two
gonna post up here.
We've got 2 Coach Hunters on the team here and stuff. So the question has to be, which one's the best Coach Hunter?
You know, you look at it. It's funny because I watched this same the interview when Aaron was on here. So I kind of got a chance to think how I'm going to word this. But to be
Well
honest,
played,
the
sir.
cat's out of the bag. But to be honest with you, you know, and like I'll give you the political answer first, like he did. You know, we both have our strengths and we both have our weaknesses. But I think if I can answer truthfully and honestly, I've seen that guy work, and I've worked with him at Belton before. I would almost say that he's probably the better coach, even though we bring different things to the table. But that sucker works his tail off.
Yeah.
And so he puts in the hours. He's usually the first one at the office. He's the last one leaving. And I tell you, he brings me his energy brings the energy out in me. You know, he's kind of the brother that was always kind of like the Chihuahua in the family. That he had the little bark, little bark, little bark. So here's my zinger on him. He had the little bark with no bite. And so, but with that little bark now, you know, he gets fired up, gets that energy on. He's our energy guy, and we just feed off that, and we feed off each other.
Yeah.
And so, I tell you, if I'd answer truthfully without making Mama cry or anything, there'd be no doubt that
There's the humility.
That's
This
it.
There's
guy
the
right here,
humility.
right? My
Love your
gosh.
mama.
there's
humble one.
there's no doubt that Aaron's probably the better coach. Even though we both have our strengths and weaknesses, but I have to give it to the older brother on this one. He used to
Wow.
whip me when I was 2. He's gonna whip me now tonight. So there you go.
Wow.
Well,
That was a
I
great
tell you
answer,
what,
by the way.
yeah,
Coach.
I-
I love it.
I got the
How do you-
character on him. I tell you that. I got
Go
the
ahead.
character on him. I promise you that.
Just go ahead and drop the mic.
There you
now.
go. That's
You
it.
did it right
That's
there.
it.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you joining us,
Yep.
and man, wow.
That was good.
Yeah, I love that answer right there, man. Hey, kudos right there. Anyway, This is close to wrapping up another fifth quarter show there, Josh. We do have a few announcements. I'm going to let you do the announcement. No, you don't have to duck. You're good. You're good. Anyway.
All right, so ticket sales Monday 10-12 from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. the home ticket booth at McCamey Stadium. Parents of varsity players, football, cheer, band, dazzlers. All your tickets $6 each. No ticket limit. Tuesday, October 13th, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. the home ticket booth at McCamey Stadium. General public, senior citizens, GISD staff, and GISD students $6 each. No ticket limit. And then Thursday, during the 3 lunches, GHS students can buy tickets $6 each.
All right.
Did I miss something there?
No, I think we got everything there. And did I send you over the update on how cross country did today? No, we'll save that for another show.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have that one.
The cross country team's been kicking some hiney out there
Been
too.
rolling.
So they're rolling pretty good. They had a meet today. We'll post the update on how well they did on the website, and then we'll be back, and we're going to have them. I've been talking to Coach Kelly about getting on the show too. You know, we're trying to rotate through and bring in all the sports
Bring
and
them
so
all.
forth. Once again, big congratulations to the Gatesville varsity tennis team, winning a district title outright for the first time in their UIL career. That was
awesome.
pretty cool. Josh got to be out there with them. And then once again, we want to thank Coach Hunter for being on the show with us tonight. And one thing about the fifth quarter show, hands down, the best Coach Hunter has been on the show. Guaranteed.
Boom.
There it is.
Anyway, this is Lee James and Josh Godfrey saying good night. God bless.